Hello and welcome to this course. This is Sports Ethics. I'm your instructor, Elliot Rossiter. So I'm sorry that I can't be with you in person this week. I have some family events that are keeping me in Ontario for the first week of September, but I will be with you all in person next week. So normally what I do in the first class is, just go over the syllabus and just give a general introduction to the course website and other kinds of answer any kind of questions that you have. So I'm going to try to do that in this video. But if you have any, questions that I don't cover, other things you're wondering about, please feel free to send me an email. I will have some flexible time as well if you want to meet via Zoom. So anything you want to go over or discuss in, face to face. That way I'm quite happy to do that. Just send me an email if that would be of interest. Okay, so let's take a look at the course syllabus here. Should load. There we go. Okay, so I'm not quite sure what you're seeing on your computer, but if it's too small, obviously just pause this video and download the syllabus and take a look at it yourself on your own screen. So, course of Sports Ethics, Phil 4205. So my name's Elliot Rossiter. You can call me Elliot if you want to be informal, or Dr. Rossiter if you'd like to be formal. I'm quite happy with either, so whichever you prefer. So normally we'll meet in the Anvil Tower 909, Tuesdays from 12:30 to 3:20. Usually take a 15-minute break or so in the middle. So office hours, I'm pretty flexible after class on Tuesdays, so that's when I'm going to hold office hours. So if you want to meet, I'm quite happy to chat after class. Or if you want to meet another time, I can also meet before class, or can meet on other days. So just send me an email and I'd be happy to book an appointment, talk about anything connected to the class, assignments, content you want me to go over, or really anything you're interested in. I'm quite happy to chat. So my office is N3317, and that's kind of in the main building on the New Westminster campus. So the best way to get in touch with me is by email, rossiter@douglascollege.ca. You can see there. I technically have a phone number, although that connects to don't actually have a physical phone anymore. It connects to an app through Microsoft Teams, and I'm not 100% how to use it very well. So best way to get in touch with me is by email. So I'll go over, give you a general, introduction to the course content next week. Talk about what ethics are and how it makes sense to apply it to various kinds of issues in sports. But you're welcome to take a look there at the description and learning objectives, just to give you a kind of fuller sense of the course. So you probably have questions about what kind of assignments we'll be doing. So you can see here the first assignment is an essay, which I break into three parts. There's an abstract, which is really just a short outline of your paper. Then I put you into groups, and you do a workshop where you give each other feedback on each other's abstracts, and I give you feedback, and that all happens online. And then you use that to expand your feedback you get. You use that to expand that into your abstract into an essay. But I'll go over all of this in class and explain it in more detail. The next there'll be a presentation, so you'll have a proposal and then a presentation in class, and that'll happen, in November. And then there will also be a reflection paper based on that after the class presentations. Lastly, we'll have two exams, so the midterm exam worth 20%, and then a final exam during the final exam period, which will be worth 30%. So I typically ask just two types of questions, definitions and short answer questions, and I will give you, for both the midterm and the final exams, I'll give you sample exams in advance so you can see what the structure is like. The questions will obviously be different. There is some overlap in content, so it's worth taking a look at it. But it's really designed as a study aid to help give you a sense of, what my expectations are for exams and what you should think about in terms of the structure of it. So required resources, you might wonder, do I have to buy a textbook? And the answer to that question is no. So I usually use open educational resources wherever possible, because I don't really like students having to pay for things. So you can find everything you need on Blackboard. I'll show you where the readings are here in a moment. So in terms of the class schedule, there's no readings for this week. Generally this week you should be familiarizing yourself with the course website, looking at the syllabus, then getting started on readings for next week, which you can see here. And you can just take a general look at course content here. So the first assignment will have an abstract, and then workshop comments are due October the 4th, and then the essay is due the 11th. We'll have our midterm on October the 15th, and then presentation stuff will happen in November, but I will go over all of those things in detail in class. Academic integrity is important, so take a look at that policy. But I think something I want to highlight or emphasize is the importance of not using AI tools like ChatGPT. I know that they're widespread and that they're easy to use, but really thinking is core to ethics, and the act of writing is really the act of thinking. And if you don't do writing, it's really kind of shortchanging yourself in terms of reflecting on these things. So I'm going to take a posture of trust towards you. I just ask you to not use these tools, but we'll talk more about them in detail around the assignments. In terms of exams or assignments, in terms of if you missed something or you're late, you can see my policies there. But really, what I would say is that if you anticipate any challenges, I know that a number of you are sometimes on sports teams. So if you're going to miss class because of that, please let me know in advance. And if you're anticipating challenges around any of these things, really just talk to me, and usually we can work things out. Technology, you're welcome to use laptops in class, but I ask you to just use them for class purposes only. So you're not, obviously, if you're using them for non-classroom purposes, it's distracting you, but it also really distracts others around you. So I'd ask you to not use your laptops for other reasons, and to avoid using smartphones altogether, just to really respect the space. Communication, I will send announcements out from time to time through Blackboard, and that goes to your student email account, or whatever account you have connected to your student account. So please check that on a regular basis. And then for me, I will respond to your emails within a day or two, and sometimes even sooner. So again, if there's anything I missed there, questions you still have about kind of course content or assignments or whatever it may be, please feel free to email me, or if you want to book an appointment with me by Zoom, I'm quite happy to do that. Okay, so what we do now here real quickly is just kind of look at the course website. So just taking a look at the syllabus there. So there's a little about your instructors section if you're curious about me, some of my own research interests. I'm an ethicist, and I'm interested in sports, so hence I'm teaching the sports ethics class here. But you don't have to, don't be offended at least if you don't look at that. Readings. So all the readings you need will be here, and I've got the first 5 weeks here of readings, and then I'll add the rest of them fairly soon. But start working on week 2 here. You can see if you click on these, you'll get access to the readings. If there's ever a broken link or something doesn't work in accessing the readings, just let me know and I'll try to fix it fairly quickly. Other things you can expect here will be any of the lecture slides we use. I'll post here so you have them as a study aid. I will also post stuff about assignments here. There'll be a folder for assignments, and then a folder for exams with sample exams and some instructions. But once I post those, I'll go over those in class. Okay, so if you have any questions, really please feel free to get in touch with me. I'm happy to connect. But otherwise, I will see you all in class next Tuesday, which I look forward to a lot. And welcome to the course.